Haunted Hearing Aid. Recorded live by Luigi C. Russo, Chief Poet Officer of PoetLuigi.com. He will also comment on various entertainments recently consumed. And now, let us hear. Stairs into cold first level. Heater furnace kicks in the 5 a.m. stretch. What is it she does at 5 a.m.? Turns on MacBook Pro, stares into abyss. Remember, she needs to edit. She needs to social media. Questions her reality. Existence begins to revise. An hour sings by. Breakfast of fried potatoes. Generic cinnamon toast of crunch with almond milk, coffee, eggs. Breakfast and reading. Thinking of today's social media, unlike yesteryear's, a way to promote oneself, one's business, one's nonprofit, of which now is her main job, given to her a year or ago. Very successful in drawing the evidence, the suspects, the donations. Head pounding, unusual. Her hangover headaches usually disappear upon the eating of breakfast. This late morning, head bangs with an unfamiliar throb, and something is different. Something is wrong, very wrong. Her vision becomes blurred. The pressure increases, thicker. Pain creates a sensation in her nose, and blood trickles out of her left nostril, then left ear. Then the pain ceases. Her vision remains blurry. Her back goes pressed against the chalkboard wall, written with her to-do list of yesterday. Her back slides down the way, smearing the chalk down. Her bottom is pressed against the cork floor. The cold floor creates a sensation, shooting a tingle up her spine, and a vision rests before her. A man walks into view. She squints her eyes to see, and she cannot. The man reaches out through the leaves of the backyard, through the trees of the backyard, through the grass of the backyard, through the back door of the house. An unknown attraction is immediately realized to the man of the woods. The man of the woods is blurry. His hand, S, points, E. The fingertip, S, presses the pressure, I, of her temple, R. The pressure rises, becomes a factor of yester-moment's time, illusion no more. The man of the woods begins to bleed in the unblurred view of her. She can only stare in horror as her heart feels a tint of sorrow for a man unknown, known, confused. She cannot look away. The view in sight is man bleeds from each pore as blood drains. Skin dries as skin dries more. The skin folds into wrinkles and flake off, exposing raw, jerkied muscles. With muscles tightened, muscles snap, thread-like fiber burst into powder. Boned arm raises as if to seek comfort in the pain. Slowly each bone separates, digit by joint, rising each piece, one by one, fingers and toes, hands and feet, forearms and calves, upper arms and upper legs, hips, spine, ribs, neck, jaw, skull, and what remains after bones have floated into the realms of eternal, fade into a crazed frenzy of a wind. Eyes remain staring from the woods, gazing, glazing, staring, spying, twinkling into the eyes of he. Eyes locked, eyes turned to blue, bleed red blood tears. The tears hit the earth. From the earth rises roots, creating boots, Rotted jeans, rotted shirt, rotted coat, rotted hands, rotted cheeks, rotted jaw, rotted hair, rotted face. But eyes remained staring, piercing, clouded over with the blue unknown from the eyes, extend the brightness brighter, glowing out, surrounding the woods, the house enveloping her. Face to face, nose from nose, each stares. She's scared. The thing from the woods raises its rotted arms, feeling her slender, soft hip. Upper side scars, tight ab, perky breasts, hard, elongated nipples, hand rotted, leaving rotted smears and skin upon her robe. By the time its hands reach her throat, reach is cold, icy bone on the inside palms, with still dirty, rotted flesh on the outside, worms seeking ways out, ants creating caverns, millipedes squirming, grubs trailing off into her robe pockets. Bones close around her throat, squeeze and squeeze and crush and crush, and she only freezes, feeling no pain. Down into the darkness, going down into the darkness, got no worries, got no stories, going down, down, down into the darkness. The time is back, the time is gone. We are left wandering and nearly alone. Down into the darkness, go on to death, the deep, deep, dark depth, to meet friends of long ago. Going, 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 down, down, down into the darkness. The life is black, the life is gone, life wandering and nearly alone. By the moment she opens her pretty brown eyes and looks out the broken down door into the cool country summer air. All in sight is the moon and its too soon light. Moonlight, moonlight, shine, shine, shine. We're gonna walk down the moonlight. We're gonna dance down the moonlight. Shine, shine, shine. That good light upon my heart and seize this night. Immediately the petite form stands in awe of the moment, massaging her neck, look around at the door, on the ground, the moonlight, the dark ever woods, things thought seen, things thought heard, hands on through, tender touch, nothing ready for the night, tired, sore, hurt, crushed, sad. Sleep and nothing to fight. Her body succumbs to the swift safety of sleep as she rests herself against her oversized couch in the family room, welcoming the moonlight shine both through the broken down and glass door in the family room. Scene. Foggy scene quickly develops. Time is uncertain, but the certainty will always be questioned. As formations create of unknown, unnatural origin, mud formed to shape a lonesome nose, slight, crooked, but of the usual European shark-in shape, swimmer nose, but swimming will not be necessary ever again. From the flowing of the feast, waters, insects become food for little creatures, food for larger creatures. But not tonight. Wherever the water flows, an uncanny, unexplained, magnetic-like attraction pulls in life form into the nose is breathed life. That concludes today's reading of Haunted Hearing Aid Volume 1, Evil is Here. Now, moving on to Hearing Aid On, Hearing Aid Off. What have we here? I watched the 2014 Italy World Cup games. We have the opening, Italy versus England. For me, there was, too much kicking backwards. I don't like kicking backwards in soccer. It wastes time. And I know they're trying to set something up, but I'm always afraid of that error that may happen. And we had Balotelli. He ended up scoring a goal. It was 2-1. Even Rooney was on England. It was a great first game opener. It's just when you win that first game in the group, it just brings out, so many expectations and hopes. So I give that game a hearing aid on. Italy versus Costa Rica, I believe. Costa Rica, right? I think so. but they pretty much sloppy playing, and they lost to Costa Rica. They just played bad. That's all I have to say. They lacked aggression and desire to win. They stingema. So they get a hearing it off for that game. We got Five Finger Death Punch, American Capitalist. They're still no good, so they get a hearing it off. Foreigner, the very best of Foreigner. It was an all live album. It's all good, especially track 10 where they did like some Zeppelin. They threw in a Zeppelin tune in there in a medley. So, very best of Foreigner. They get a hearing aid on. Oh, another Five Finger Death Punch. And Justice for None. Should be no justice for the band. Just their voice. You know, it's like they have a potential to sing better in a different genre of music than their death metal crap noise genre. That's just no good to my hearing aid, so they get a hearing aid off. We got here Fitz and the Tantrums, Man on the Moon. It was not memorable. Don't remember, and just zone out and didn't remember. It wasn't a good memory. It wasn't a good zone out. And I don't like the name of the band, so they get a hearing aid off. Deep Purple. Title of the album is Deep Purple. They only got one hit to me, Smoke on the Water. Everything else is kind of blah. It didn't represent the good rock of that era, so they get a hearing aid off. Foo Fighters. But here we are. I'll say the music just doesn't hit the spot. I thought maybe, oh man, if I listen to Foo Fighters later on in life, it might be better. But it wasn't better, so they get a hearing aid off. Charles in Charge, Season 4. It's kind of like, where's the mother at? Sometimes you see the annoying little boy cousin, the nephew, annoying, the intros are different, and, Buddy and Charles, still a funny duo. I mean, Buddy is he's gotten, extra dumb, but it's still funny. His comebacks are great, and it's just how he plays being dumb. Such a great character. And so, Charles in Charge gets a hearing aid on. What's this? It took forever to read this. 365 Bedtime Stories and Rhymes edited by Sif, or by Sif. That was the last name. It was so long. It was like, it took, oh man, like probably 2 months to read a couple of stories and nursery rhymes for my son. And it was just, but the good thing is I get to expose my 5-year-old to those stories, which is part of culture. And but those nursery rhymes are just awful little 4-liners, 2-liners. They're just, I don't like them. So I'm pretty sure one of these years of my life I'm gonna write my own nursery rhymes. It'll be 365 nursery rhymes, short miseries, but adult related. But in the meantime, this book gets a hearing aid off for being too damn long. And that concludes today's podcast. So, take care.